Nigeria's World Cup dreams have been shattered. The hopes are gone. And of course, the bid is over. No World Cup appearance for Nigeria in the Americas come the year 2026. A very bitter pill to swallow. But you know what? Facts do not really care about your feelings. That's the reality on ground. Welcome. The show is Sports Roll, coming to you on the network service of the Nigerian Television Authority. I am Bade Adeleye. And we're reaching you from the usual venue, the Moshood Abiola National Stadium here in Abuja. I call it Mansa. And on the road today, we'll be talking about Nigeria's failed bid to qualify for the FIFA World Cup in the year 2026. Another one, making it the second consecutive, failure to qualify for the World Cup. We'll really dwell on that. And of course, from the bad news to the good news, where we have Nigerians vying for awards in the upcoming CAF Awards. And we'll be talking about that too, not leaving out the Super Falcons, who have got a show on this program. We'll also talk about Nigerian League, which never went on break, and bring to you some interesting stories from the world of basketball, humanitarian sports, and many more. Whenever we come to you, it's always a loaded package. And today's edition will be no different. Many thanks again for joining us. All right, straight to the business of the day. And of course, everyone knows that it's bad news, but it's everywhere. It happened on Sunday night. Nigeria's Super Eagles losing to the Leopards of Democratic Republic of Congo 4-3 on penalties after a 1-0 draw at the end of regulation and extra time. And of course, that confirmed that Nigeria will not be in the Americas for the year 2026 FIFA World Cup. And of course, the Super Eagles failed to make it automatically from the group stage. They had to go through the playoffs, and they lost in the final of the African playoff. We saw the final, having won their game against Gabon earlier. 4-1 it ended last Thursday. They went into the final and were very much confident they were going to get it done. And of course, Frank Onyeka's early goal in the third minute, was putting them on the right track to a victory until DR Congo equalized, in the 32nd minute. And of course, they dominated right from that point. And Osimhen not being in the game, did not help matters. And of course, Nigeria's goalkeeper did not come without his theatrics. But at the end of the day, it resulted into penalty. Calvin Bassey bullied it. He bundled it over the bar. And of course, Moses Simon, an unbelievable penalty from him before Shemi Ajayi compounded matters and let it slide. And of course, Chancellor Mbemba did not even waste any opportunity to get his side the needed victory. Another failed bid to qualify for the World Cup.
Best collection of talent. Like, I don't think there's any time we've gotten talent like that. What have they done? Nothing. We also don't even have any homegrown talent.
We're not surprised because they would have done this job during the group stage where they had the opportunity to win games.
After Osimhen went out of the game, DR Congo has a lot of chances to win Nigeria, and we didn't do well.
All right, from the bad news to the good news. And of course, the good news is that, we have many Nigerians in the running for different categories of awards when it comes to the CAF Awards ceremony coming up on the 19th of November. And of course, we do know that Victor Osimhen, will be competing with his counterparts, talking about Mohamed Salah and Achraf Hakimi when it comes to the African Player of the Year for the men. And Nigeria's, Rasheedat Ajibade is in the running for the Women's African Player of the Year. And of course, goalkeeper Chiamaka Nnadozie for the Women's Goalkeeper of the Year. And we have a young, Women's Player of the Year, talking about Shakarat, Moshood, who is in the running. So interesting to see all that. And of course, we're wishing them all the best. Remember, the award ceremony will come up on the 19th of November. All right, from there now, let's let you know that the Nigeria Super Falcons are doing so well for themselves at the moment, and they are getting set. So let's now go behind the scenes to bring to you what you need to know about the team. And of course, like I told you earlier, they've got a show on this program, which is the MTN Super Falcons show, where we'll bring to you all you need to know when it comes to the Super Falcons of Nigeria. And as always, Osereme Negbenebo is standing by to take us through the program today. Osereme, looking good, as always. What do you have on the menu today?
Blazing hot despite the cold in Canada. Our Super Falcon forward is at the forefront of her team's success. Who are we talking about? I don't know at the moment, but what I do know is this is the MTN Super Falcon show. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, mamas and papas, mortals and celestials. Welcome aboard the MTN Super Falcon show. My name is Osereme Inegbenebo, and as always, I am your host on this jolly good ride. The show is proudly brought to you by the #1 telecommunications giant, MTN. Now, this is your one-stop shop for all things Super Falcons, bringing you content from off and on the pitch. It's insightful, it's interesting, it's fun, entertaining, educative, just as well. Now, today on the MTN Super Falcons show, we are shining the spotlight on our very own Esther Okoronkwo, who plays for AFC Toronto in Canada. She's been in blistering form for both country and club. Now, speaking of country, she was phenomenal in the game against Benin, the 2026 WAFCON qualifiers against Benin, which was held in Abeokuta, where she provided an assist to that incredible corner kick. Now, Esther Okoronkwo is scoring goals week in, week out, even in the chilling weather in Canada, and leaving everyone in chills. We bring you all that we have today on Esther Okoronkwo's performance, but first off, we go on this really short break and we will be right back. Just stay with us.
It's all about creating a brighter future for our youths, empowering communities, making people feel included, and also giving them hope. And that we've been doing through sports events like Champs. This is season 3 that we've been sponsoring.
I think the most profound thing that matters to this brand is we stand for progress of Nigerians.
You're still locked onto the MTN Super Falcon show. Thank you for sticking with us. Now, if you're just joining us, you haven't missed much as we're just getting into the thick of things. But just before we highlight and spotlight our spotlight for today, why are you not following us across all social media platforms? Yes, that was a direct question to you. Follow us across all social media platforms because I always say it. Week in, week out, we're giving out freebies and information gets on our socials even before it gets into the studio. So follow us across all social media platforms for information about the Super Falcons as they hot. You get me? You get me? Click it. The handles to follow are at MTNNG on Instagram and X, MTN Nigeria on Facebook and YouTube, and of course our very own pages, Super Falcon Show, across all social media platforms. Get locked in right away. Now today our spotlight is on Esther Okoronkwo. I love to see our Super Falcons performing for their club. Like, it means like the talent is international. The talent is everywhere. Now, Esther Okoronkwo has been on fire for her club. In September, she contributed heavily to AFC Toronto's win of the inaugural Supporters' Shield. Now she has done it again. She scored a hat-trick for AFC Toronto over Montreal Roses FC in the semi-final of the Northern Super League. Esther Okoronkwo is on fire, finding the back of the net in the cold and leaving everyone in shivers. Today on the MTN Super Falcon Show, we bring you Esther Okoronkwo in action.
The gravity pulls you straight down. This is Hunter in towards the penalty here, and it is finished off. From a bird's eye view. Continues her wonderful season, and now it's 3-0.
Unbelievable after
The gravity pulls you
just on the shoulders of the left back and right back. Same channel ball.
Gravity pulls you straight down. Puts the ball in, looking at goal, and it does sneak in. Okoronkwo has the break. Leaves the ball in. Reaches the opportunity here for Okoronkwo. Goalies are way in, and Okoronkwo has a playoff hat-trick. Within 27 minutes, Esther Okoronkwo steals the show, and it's 5 on aggregate for AFC Toronto.
Esther Okoronkwo has been receiving praises from family, friends, fans, and teammates alike for her impressive contribution to AFC Toronto thus far. And let's also not forget her massive contribution to the Super Falcons securing a 10th WAFCON title. Thank you for all that you do for the national team and, of course, your team, Toronto FC. Esther Okoronkwo. We're rooting for you and rooting for you all the way. What do you think of Esther Okoronkwo? Let us know on socials. Go to our comments on Instagram and Twitter, that's X now. Tell us what you think about Esther Okoronkwo in the comments. We would love to hear from you. The handle, once again, is Super Falcon Show. Tell us what you think of this wonderful woman of the sport. Now, I'm still excited in the studio because our Falconets, the national under-20 team, are the WAFB champions. Yes, congratulations to the Falconets on securing that trophy for the WAFB championship. We're super, super proud of you. I mean, look at them, under-20, they're already doing this. Now wait till they get to become a part of the Super Falcon squad. The sky won't even be our limit. It will be the starting point. Congratulations, ladies. Well, congratulations to me now because I'm also wrapping up the show. This is the much that we can take for today on the MTN Super Falcon Show. I hope that you have had a fun time with me right here in the studio. Now, speaking of the studio, I'm not alone. I've got the guys behind the scenes making things happen. My producer, Tayo Ogunsheye, Big Jimmy, and of course, Bade Adeleye, and together we make the 4 Musketeers. So, till I come your way in the very next episode, remember not to forget that this show airs 9 a.m. every Tuesday on NTA, and you can always catch it on MTN's Ayoba app. Toodles!
All right, you're still watching Sports Rule, coming to you on the network service of the Nigerian Television Authority. And of course, let's turn our attention now to the Nigeria Premier Football League, as we had loads of interesting results just last weekend. Bade Insurance, you know, it was a battle between relegation battlers. And of course, Bade Insurance got a 3-2 win over Kano Pillars. And, you know, we also saw, what Niger Tornadoes did, and Kwara United lost away. And of course, Ikorodu City got a 2-1 win over visiting Plateau United. Abia Warriors lost away to Bayelsa United, and of course, loads and loads of other wins that we saw just last weekend. And of course, Rivers United got the needed win. And of course, Kun Khalifat and Nasarawa United with that draw, 1-0 it ended. So many beautiful results that we got. And we saw the ramification. We saw the effect when it comes to, the league table. And of course, we can see now that Ikorodu City are leading. Interesting to see, being followed closely, same with, the same number of points. That's Nasarawa United, with Rivers United making their way to 3rd position. And of course, Abia Warriors dropping to 4th. And looking below, Kano Pillars are topping from the bottom. Interesting and of course quite, unbelievable to see them, being forced from bottom. But that's the MPFL for you. And of course, we cannot wait for other leagues to return next weekend. I'm talking about this weekend. All right, let's turn our attention now to something really, really interesting. As just last week, we saw the reunion of the Ajuba 87 champions. And of course, if you don't know them, we're talking about the historic and, trophy-winning team of the 1987 Africa Junior Basketball Championship. And of course, it was interesting to see the champions come together after 38 years of making history for Nigeria. And of course, they had lots of interesting events lined up for the reunion. Bright Ebocho covered everything and will be telling us in this report.
In 1987, they were just boys, dreamers and sneakers, driven by passion and the shared belief that they could make history. And they did. At the African Junior Basketball Championship, fondly remembered as Ajuba, Nigerians under-18 team rose above every challenge to claim the country's first continental basketball gold on home soil. 38 years later, they are back, reliving their glory on the court. An exhibition match between TNT Basketball Academy and Love Basketball Academy Abuja brought the spirit of that victory to life, and Daniel Uchenna of TNT was presented with the Most Valuable Player award by the Director General of the NTA, represented by the General Manager of NTA Sports 24, Kayode Adeniyi. 38 years have passed, yet when these champions walked back into the embrace of old teammates at the gala night, the years seemed to melt away, and the pride of that historic victory felt as fresh as it did decades ago.
Basketball is an interesting sport, so that's what we are trying to do, get kids involved in sports.
We want to use the Ajuba group to leverage ourselves as a collective to then do more for basketball as one group.
Nigeria is a great country, and we feel if everybody comes together to give something back, that will be even much greater than we are today.
We must have competition for the 8th grade that will assist them for advancement in basketball.
We were in camp for over a year, and it took a lot of sacrifice, and that's what made us successful.
We have generations that have been wasted because of infighting. That should stop. We should put all these things apart, develop Nigerian basketball. Nigerians have more players in NBA than any other country apart from America. And I think we are losing so much. It's high time we put that together and move forward.
The night was graced by top dignitaries. And to honor their incredible journey, deserving members received their Ajuba 87 recognition awards for their roles in that unforgettable triumph.
From boys in sneakers to champions remembered for a lifetime, the spirit of Ajuba 87 lives on, reminding us that passion, dedication and teamwork can truly make history. In Abuja, Bright Ebocho, NTA News.
Interesting to see them come together after 38 years. That was beautiful. And of course, we cannot forget what they did for Nigeria. 1987, it helped Nigeria to win in 1990, 1994, 1998, and 2002. We celebrate them 38 years after. All right. Sports Rule is never complete without bringing to you an aggregation of trending sports stories from all over the world, which we call Sports Tidbits. We're ready for it. Let's go for it. We begin with table tennis as the 7th edition of the China NUJ Championship held in Abuja on Saturday, with the competition providing a strong platform for sporting and cultural exchange. NTA's Ignatius Nkwo distinguished himself as the highest-ranked Nigerian player in the 2025 tournament and the only NTA contender to secure 2 medals. The Director General of the NTA, Sali Abdelhamid Dembos, was represented by Bade Adeleye, General Manager of NTA Sports, at the championship, which featured a total of 32 players this year.
I know I'm so happy. I've been expecting this.
I expected to have gone further this time around and winning a bronze medal. But however, I'm excited.
My DGC has let you know that NTA will continue to provide coverage anytime this competition and any of the competition want to take place. I think it's high time for us to also invite the Nigerian Table Tennis Federation to come and see what we are doing here.
Our friendship can be better and deeper through this kind of very friendly event.
Elsewhere, rowing a gold meter made its debut at the 27th Nigeria University Games in Jos, drawing student athletes from 14 institutions to compete for medals. Esot's Ikechukwu Victor dominated the men's category, sweeping gold in the 2,000, 1,000 and 500-meter heavyweight races. At the women's field, ABU Zaria shone with Deborah, Karim and Lucy Yago, winning the 2,000-meter events. Officials say the successful introduction of rowing will help identify talent for national and international competitions.
It really requires endurance, and I have endurance, so I enjoyed it.
I was very happy that I came second. So if I go back home and I'm able to enroll in a gym, I'll be able to do better.
Pick some of the talents here. After the competition, we invite them to the national camp.
Our sport will be in Nuga forever because it's a good game and it opens opportunity for all athletes.
In other news, the International Road Crash Victims Africa has held a competition in Abuja featuring golf, cycling and walking events, all aimed at raising awareness about helping road crash victims. Organizers stressed the importance of giving first aid immediately after an accident, as they hope the event will encourage more people to step in, offer first aid and save lives at crash scenes.
What brought me into road safety 14 years ago was the loss of my first son, Prince Kwabdas, who was knocked down in Jos. He was knocked down and left to bleed to death. If there had been, quick rescue, he might not have died.
Finally, Jake Paul has confirmed his audacious fight against Anthony Joshua in Miami on December 19. The YouTuber turned boxer will share the ring with former two-time unified world champion Joshua in an 8-round sanction fight, which will take place at the Casilla Center, Florida. Now, on a sad note, the NTA family is mourning the passing of veteran sports reporter Ndamadu Sule, who passed on last Friday in Abuja. And of course, Ndamadu Sule was known for his passion for grassroots sports development especially. And of course, he was the pioneer chairman of the Sports Writers Association of Nigeria, FCT chapter. He joined the NTA in 1983 and retired in 2009. What a loss for the NTA family. And Ahmad Zango was at his 3-day Fidel prayer just on Sunday. He brought back this report.
Held at the off-marches on 4 mosques in Masaka, Karo local government area of Nasarawa State, the solemn gathering includes the immediate family, friends, colleagues, as well as members of the community, who came not only to mourn, but to pray for the repose of a man who has impacted on their lives one way or the other. For the family left behind, Ndamadu Sule lived a memorable life.
A father to us. He's a great man.
There's this thing about his name that whenever it says, everybody just understands that, oh, he's a good person. And I'm so proud of that.
He has been a father who has guided us, gave us morals of life, of how to live a credible life.
Even though my own parents are Christians, but he never allowed that segregation of religion to be a problem between us.
This also re-echo among the relatives who described him as a father figure.
He's somebody who you can send to anywhere to represent you, and he will do it diligently.
A dedicated civil servant who performs his job with diligence.
A man who represents his people
He is the one that brought me to this Abuja.
For his former colleague, the late Ndamo Disile was a lover of sport and an embodiment of unity.
He was a boss, a good leader that able to gather all of us together that work under him. Nigerian sports community will miss Ndamo, NTA will particularly miss him.
Ndamo Disile joined the Nigerian Television Authority in August 1983 and worked for about 3 decades before his retirement. He served as the chairman of the Sport Writers Association of Nigeria SWAN FCT chapter and also held the same position with the Nigerian Union of Journalists. Aged 76, late Ndamo Disile survived by wife and children. Amazongo and NTA News.
Come a long way, from where we began. You know, we started. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. Let me tell you. When I see you again.
What a painful loss. He was a man of integrity, and of course, his passion for sports development and sports reportage can never be forgotten. May so find rest, eternal rest. All right, with that, we're done on the show today. I want to thank you for hanging out with us. Do not forget that you can always get unlimited sports content on NTA Sports channel. That's channel 270 on Star Times. And of course, remember, the leagues are back this weekend, and you find them all on NTA Sports. Till next time, I'll come to you just like I always say, be yourself and always stay out of trouble. You don't need it for anything. I'm Bade Adeleye, and I'll see you next time.